right, it's Brooke. I'm going to quickly, while we wait for Chirag, just show you our platform really quick and show you just how we can, where the scripts are and where everything is located if anyone does not know yet. You wanted me to make sure that everybody does. I am going to, let's see, share my screen. That's the link to log in. Nobody knows that yet. Let me just go ahead and share this. Okay, don't mind all of my tabs up here. It gets a little nuts. Can anyone see my screen over here? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay, perfect. So let me just get on here. So once you do log in, you will land here on our dashboard. And if anyone does not or is unable to make it or log on, please just put it in the chat and I'll make sure you get on here. So you log in, here's the dashboard where all of the session recordings and scripts and any deliverables from each session, it's going to be under the Coaching on Demand tab here on the left-hand side. So if you go ahead and click on that, it's going to bring you to all of the programs we have. Obviously, we're going to go to GCI Accelerator. And as you can see, we do have it broken down into quarters. Of course, we are in Q2, so we're going to click there. And here are all the session recordings. They are labeled as the topic of the session. And if you do click on one of them, you will see we have the AM recording, the PM recording, and then we also have the audio if you want to listen to it on the go, and the chat box as well from each session. And so you can, for your reference, and that's for all of the sessions that we have. For the deliverables, if there's any scripts, we will have them in each individual folder, but for quick reference, we also do have them in the deliverables folder. Here, let me show you here. GCI, right here. So scripts and dialogues and deliverables. So I did add yesterday, and I put that in the activity feed for everybody to see the video message that Chirag did for the rising interest rates. We did clip it so you can hear him speak the script, and then it's also available here for you to download. So that's just right here. So again, once you do log in here, going to land here on our dashboard. All of the scripts, session recordings, or any deliverables will be under the Coaching on Demand tab here on the left. And we speak a lot about the community of the group. So if you wanted to find accountability partner, referral partner, role playing, go to community here on the left-hand toolbar, go to groups. And then if you have yet to join, which a lot of you have, it will say join group here. So just click on GCI. And then here is where you can connect with one another. This is where I put the updates, such as, I told you I posted the script, and when all of the session recordings are uploaded, I will put that there. And then the forums that we often talk about a lot, just click on forums here. And then we have the referral networking, the scenarios, the role playing, and accountability partners. And we do mention this a lot, it was very successful in our 10 by 10 group. There was a lot of accountability partners and referral networking groups made. But now we're really trying to, as he mentioned yesterday with the scenarios, we're really going to take all of your scenarios and compile them. But if you do put them here, he'll be able to either talk about them in real time, like in one of our sessions, or he's going to answer them here for you. So you can always just go to the forum and post them right here, and you see some of y'all have already. So that's just a good place for you to go to. Let's see. Then also, I'll just quickly show you our, once you do get on the dashboard and for your profile here. See, sorry, it's a little frozen. Can you all see this still? It's kind of frozen. Good. Okay, so if you do update your profile, you go to profile, and then we're going to go to edit profile here. And then make sure, and a lot of you have, just put your location on your name. So like if somebody's looking for a referral partner in a certain area, it's just easier for people to find in member search here. Here's a little video kind of walking you through how to update the profile. And then if you scroll down, of course, you can put your email, your phone number. We do get asked this quite often. You can include your social media links. Just make sure that you do include the full URL for both of these. Your Instagram, you can, of course, just include the handle. The most important, of course, would be the city and state, as I mentioned. You could also add it down here. But as I mentioned, a lot of people do put it in their name as well, just for faster reference. So if you do scroll down for the bio, it's not necessarily like a bio that you'd put like on your website or anything. It's more agent facing. So if you specialize in, condos or single family homes or the area you kind of farm, do put that there, and that will help also with for referral purposes. And then just update profile. So I don't know if he's on yet. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Oh, you're here. Okay, perfect. So if anyone has any questions, you can put that in the chat or just go ahead and email me. I'll put my email if you are not on the platform yet, or if you need assistance at all. So just remember, Coaching on Demand is going to have all of our session recordings, scripts, and the audio and deliverables.
Thank you, Brooke.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the reason we did this today is as we're continuing to practice, number one, we need to know where to get the information from, right? Like there's emails in there, there's scripts in there, there are all the recordings in there. Remember, a 5-minute task done 300 times a year is 25 hours of work. So figure, let's since the year has gone, right? If you do this 10 minutes a day for the last 6 months of the year, you still have 25 hours of practice. This will not, as my buddy says, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you continue to do this the same way you always did, you're going to have a challenge. I was talking to one of the executives at Compass yesterday evening, and they asked me, based on all the clients you work with, what do you feel and think and see is the biggest challenge for agents? What do you think your biggest challenge is? Put it in the chat. As an agent population, not personally, what do you see as the market and time changes over the upcoming years your biggest challenge to be? As an industry, as a group? Creating more inventory? Okay, one person has a challenge in the future. See, now this is scary. Proving our worth, we're all in the process. Yep. Interest rates. Discipline. One person provided us the correct answer. It's Rena, right? Consistently utilizing and improving our skills. Now think about this. Look at my hand as a curve, right? As time goes by, the access that our clients have to information and technology, is it going to become more or less? More, right? Now, if you think somebody is spending $1 million on a home or an apartment, they're putting 20% down, say with closing costs of $250,000 all in. If you think somebody that's spending $250,000 out of their bank account is not on the internet a minimum of 2 hours a day and doing this while they're supposed to be working, you are sadly mistaken. So if you start to think about this, what happens? Consumers have access to more technology and more information, correct? If you look back, you have to look backwards to understand how to go forwards. How has this impacted us today? Think about it, right? And now, as a group of people, we need to understand how to utilize our technology and also understand our client experiences and how to have these conversations. Listen to me when I say this to you, and I say this with conviction, hope, and someone who wants to support all of you in this. If you don't improve your skills and start getting with the program here, you are all going to, and I say all meaning not just the people here, all of us as agents are going to have a huge problem because your clients will know more than you do. Right? Think about it. When you go on Zillow, I'll show you a perfect example. All right, so if we're on this property, this is an example. So now if we're on Zillow and we click a home, this is the client experience. Request a tour, contact an agent. If you scroll down, this is the information they have, right? Monthly costs, interested in touring, schools, nearby homes, local protections, homes for you, right? Now, why is this important? Because if you don't understand where your clients are searching, what they're looking at on these websites, what's being provided, where the website starts, where the website ends, and how to speak to these people based on what their experience is, are you going to effectively be able to communicate with them in a way that creates value for you? No, you're not. And how many people have actually taken the time to do this? You have to start thinking about this a little bit differently, because eventually it evaporates like water in a jar. You wonder where it goes. Not trying to freak anybody out today, but this stuff is happening in front of your eyes. And it's our job to bring awareness to you in it. Then it's our job to provide you the training, the scripts, the platform, the community to do it. That's why we had Brooke do this. There's all these people in there that can write and do stuff. You guys need to go in there and use it, right? Like we were talking about as we launch our playbook program, what the benefits are through talking to agents, right? And the number one thing people said, first they said, you know, we really like you, Chirag, but I'm like, ooh, but it's a community. It's all of you, right? You guys all come here every day. You guys are all working on your businesses. Leverage each other, leverage that platform, leverage the scenarios. Make me work. I have no problem working. I want to watch you all grow. Like I could look at Nishant here as somebody who bought my Pitch and Compass program, right? And he's practiced it, correct? He's utilized it and he shows up. I'm going to unmute you for 1 second. What happened for you? And I want you as it shares an inspiration to the group. What did you do when you did the work? Like you watched the video, share what your experience has been.
So I'm a huge fan of the Pitch and Compass program before joining GCI. That's how I got to know about Chirag. And so I downloaded everything, whatever he spoke in his course in a Word document. So I copy pasted everything. I printed it and I kept on reading it every day. In fact, I still review it every 2 to 3 days. It speaks about Compass collections, all different tools. And since I've gone through the Pitching Compass program and I keep reviewing it still, I think my conversion ratio has gone from 50% to almost 90%. I say this with humility because now I almost know that if I get an opportunity to present in front of someone, I have practiced enough that I should be winning the business. Now getting an appointment is the challenge. So I still go through it. I keep it in front of me every day, just so that even if it's 5 minutes at times, just review it. And I'm super confident now.
So look, thank you. So his experience is no different than an experience that any of you can create for yourselves. We have to do the work. You know, I use this example all the time. If Julie O'Malley can make reels, then we can all practice. Because not even me, the great persuader, Chirag Shah, could get her to do it. So Andrew Jevin deserves a medal, a trophy, an award. But now she does this stuff all the time, right? Repetition breeds confidence. No, listen, as a coach, if the only thing I cared about was having you continue to pay money every month, I could sit here and talk about all kinds of shiny pennies and lead gen and social media and marketing. So you're like, ooh, exciting, like new thing, but that's not helping you. All of that stuff all exists. But in the end of the day, you have to speak with your clients. You have to understand their experience, what they're going through, and how you can communicate with them. And if you don't practice, they're going to go without you. And then there's the next part is they're questioning. There is a legal court ruling that has filed in Missouri that buyer's agency is price fixing. It's a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. And if you don't know that, you should read up on it. Now, what happens if you have to quantify your service? What do you really do for people? Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we went through this. These are all things you have to work on. So what I want you to do is prioritize this stuff. We talked about this last week about creating a sheet of what do we need to work on, right? Listen, I want us to wipe out all the people that don't practice, right? Wipe out. Because they're not going to practice, I'm telling you. I know this. I've been doing this too long, and I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands. I've definitely spent over 10,000 hours as coaching agents at Compass. I know the majority of them will never practice. But I also know when market shifts, people lose business. And they're also like, with every downturn, they're big winners and then they're big losers. So as you can forecast and see, the market is changing. If you look at Inman, they had an article, I think, within the last couple of days that home sales, new home sales are down. Overall home sales are down. Of course they're down. When interest rates go up, when what you can afford goes from 804 to 644, just in that $3,500 example, some people are not going to be able to buy a house. They're not going to want to, because they didn't like the house that they could get at $805,000. So now as this is happening, be prepared for what's next. Be forward thinking. So I didn't mean to go all Braveheart on you today, but I was like spending a lot of time in, my conversation with the Compass exec last night kind of spiraled this conversation. Like, we really need to drive this point home. So after this week, when we get done with our practicing, the next thing we're going to do is really go deep for several weeks on this whole decision-making matrix, right? So next week, we're going to have agent-run sessions. And I'm going to find people to share what they're doing that works when it comes to some of this stuff with all of you, right? And we're going to mix it up a little bit. And the other part is I need you guys all to get on this platform and engage with each other. Like, we have people for role playing. It's the most amazing thing. We can't put the notifications on because the one time we did that, we got like 100 emails of people complaining. So you actually have to proactively go in there. So everyone posted for a role play partner. Do you know what I noticed? Not one person replied to another person's comment saying, hey, I'd like to do that with you. We can do this together, correct? Hit yes if you are in alignment and are ready to move forward in this way. Drop in the chat. Let's see where everybody is. I promise you, I will show up for you. I'll give you everything you need, all of it. But I need you all to want to do the work too and meet me halfway. I'm willing to do far beyond what is just here, the scenarios and all that other stuff. I don't want anyone to ever show up somewhere and lose business because they didn't know what to do or what to say. Because for some of us, losing 4 or 5 deals a year will really make a negative impact on our quality of life. Right? So we're going to break into groups. We're going to role play again, right? People, please don't drop off when we do this. We all need to do it. I'm flattered that you like listening to me. I really am. I'm grateful for it every day. But I need you guys to be part of the future, part of the solution, right? So number one, write this down. Take the time to understand what your client's experience is online. Number two, really listen to your client's concerns and challenges. Don't worry, I'll give you what we're role playing. Number three, Remember the 7 keys of an effective conversation. Don't tell people how to think, feel, and what to do right now. It's not your job. It's not right. And it's going to put you in a bad place. Number 4, approach this with joy, smiles, and happiness. You have the greatest opportunity in front of you. If you understand this client curve and how to come at it from here, so you're here as this thing goes up, you will make more money than you humanly can imagine. I still go back. I called them the COVID crew. It was like a group of people from like New York City who were all locked down. And Julie, you remember this, right? When COVID started, it was just practice and practice and practice. And we used to do crazy things like do live role playing here. And I would like literally roast people with like Simon Powell or Cowell, whatever that guy's name, feedback. But these guys got so good at pitching that their conversion rates are ridiculous in COVID, but no one was doing it, right? So people lost that repetition. People lost that repetition of practice, right? While everyone was home in COVID. And then you had a group of people practicing and practicing and practicing. And these are my daughter's good luck bracelets. She says they're magical. So someone's like, don't you have a watch? I was like, no, I have magical frozen bracelets, which are much better. So I'm going to break this up for 5 minutes. What I want to role play is the same scenario for yesterday, right? Like have prices come down because interest rates have gone up, right? Where do we find the video on pricing comps? It's in there somewhere. That's a good question. I don't know. All right, let me break everybody up for those of who wanted to stay. We'll have 5 minutes to do one role play. Pitching Compass is a program. You should all have access to it.